everyone, and welcome back to the Words Whispered. Happy 2025. I believe this may be the first video of the year. We'll see how my posts work out, but I believe so. We have new words to whisper about today. Chris Sales, Queen Naija, and Clarence NYC are back trolling the streets. Now, just to get you guys up to speed, Chris has been doing very well for himself on TikTok these days, and a lot of people have been enjoying his commentary, tea time based content. A lot of people have come on back over to Chris's side of things and are genuinely enjoying his content. Over the course of this commentary, he's talked about pretty much everyone on YouTube who has something going on. I think the biggest thing he's spoken about to date has been the Corey stuff in terms of him being wanted and things of that nature. Now, here is where Queen and Clarence come into the picture. Queen, as usual, tweeted something that got her in trouble. The tweet was something along the lines of, first she said she was going to be glad. She's going to be glad that TikTok was leaving so that real artists could start making real music again. I don't know what kind of a real artist she is. She blew up on YouTube. Her music does not sell, and it's not because of TikTok. But that's what she said, okay? And then after she said that, people were like, wait a minute. You got your start on social media. You got your start doing couples content with your ex-husband. How are you going to say, bring back the real artist, bring back the real, the real talent, basically. And then TikTok was gone for a few hours, 15 hours or so, and then it was back. When TikTok came back, she then tweeted something along the lines of, and I'm saying along the lines, did I say everything in the video is alleged? If I didn't, everything in this video is alleged. That's how you know I have not recorded for you guys in a long time. Now, back to the story. Queen Naija allegedly posted another tweet. Are we still calling them tweets on X? I know it's not Twitter anymore. Are we still calling them tweets? For this video, we will. About how she hoped that asking if people prayed before they got on TikTok. And people did not like that. And so they came for her again. And before we get Chris brought into this, I want to say this. To the people who are saying, oh, she only asked a question. Why are you guys offended that she asked a question? Let's be 100% completely honest. It was not a question that she really wanted an answer to. It was a way for her to try to demean and belittle other people, in my opinion. Queen, I don't know if you all have ever paid attention to her tweets, but she has a tendency to put emphasis on religion or on her version of religion and kind of, in my opinion, try to make people feel like if they are not a believer in what she is a believer in, the way she is a believer in it, then their religious practices are null and void. You cannot be a hypocrite and then expect for people to be okay with you being hypocritical towards them. For you to say, did you all pray before you got on TikTok? Did you pray before you jumped on Twitter criticizing other people for being excited that TikTok was back? Did you pray before you decided to buy a house with someone who's not your husband? Did you pray, allegedly, allegedly, before you decided to get in a relationship with a man after you already were pregnant by him, allegedly. I just think she takes this holier than thou attitude with everyone else, and I think that the world is very tired of it. She takes this attitude and approach like she is still operating from that victim space that people fell for back in 2017, 2018, and she doesn't know how to get out of it. It's like she's kind of stuck there. So anywho, back to the story. Someone, people were tagging Chris on TikTok, and what's his name? Clarence said no one said that to him, but people were tagging Chris, asking him if he was going to defend Queen, or if he was going to talk about it. And he responded, making a joke like, why would I defend her? She hasn't defended me in years when you all were coming after me, basically. And I am paraphrasing. And it got picked up by, the Shade Room or whatever. And of course, once the Shade Room team picked it up, Clarence got the chance he needed to make some content, because let's be honest, Clarence is boring as hell. And no one enjoys his videos otherwise. And so he responded saying no one asked him that. And from there, a back and forth has been born. I don't really care about Chris and Clarence going back and forth. I do think that it's interesting that Clarence and Maude specifically, and probably Queen too, are so caught off guard by the fact that everybody is not against Chris anymore. And I think that is what, because even Maude's live, for some reason Maude went live on TikTok trying to put in his 2 cents, and he's like, wow, like, y'all really don't hate Chris? Like, he's like shocked that everybody isn't just blindly bashing Chris anymore. And I'm gonna be honest, I have never been a Clarence fan. I saw through what Queen was trying to do with Clarence in the beginning when she first went to the hotel to do videos with him. I saw through it then. This has nothing to do with Chris. But I saw through it then. And I think that, was Queen and Chris's relationship toxic? Yes. Should it have ended? Yes. But I feel like people place this standard on Chris that they don't place on Queen. And my problem with that is that they're the same age. A lot of people who, at that time when all of this originally started, the drama, years ago, people kind of took this approach of Chris should know better because he's a man. And look how he hurt poor, small, fragile Queen. And I didn't agree with that then, because both of them were teen parents. Both of them were teen spouses who probably should not have gotten married so young. Both of them were cheaters, allegedly. And according to sources, allegedly, both of them were fighting each other. Allegedly. I am not about to sit here, however many years later, and not be able to say, well, yeah, Chris is right about what he said in that video, just because he cheated on Queen. Chris cheating on Queen is not my business. And what I also think is ironic is multiple people, multiple different women, whether you want to believe it or not, allegedly, multiple different women have been called out or come out saying that they have been involved with Clarence since him and Queen have been together. Allegedly. And you all give him all of this grief, all of this room, all of this space to, well, we don't have video footage, so it doesn't matter. We don't have video footage, so it didn't happen. Do you all think that, and I remember when Chris got caught on FaceTime with Yelena and the two sisters. I can't think of their names at the moment. Jada and, oh, I can't think of the other girl's name. But anyway, Yelena, that's who he cheated with. I remember when they came out. Do you all really think that one time that he was exposed for cheating is the only time he cheated? It's almost like, I don't know what it's like, but it's weird. It's weird, and I can see through it. So when Queen and Clarence first came out as being just friends, and then she randomly popped up pregnant, and all of a sudden they were a couple because she was pregnant, I saw through it then, and I was not one of those people who was blindly following them then. And I was not going to talk about this on the Words Whispered video, but I felt like I should, because why not? Everybody else is talking about it, so why not? One thing I've noticed that Clarence always does whenever he finds space to have a reason to say anything to Chris is he always makes it about what Chris's life could have been, sort of. And I think that what a lot of people don't realize is Chris allegedly left Queen. You all have to get past his mindset of because she's the more successful one now that Chris is hurt. He may not care because he knows who she is off the internet. He knows who she is in real life. You all are obsessed with the celebrity, famous, popular version of her. You all have no idea who she is or what kind of a person she is in real life. And for you all who are saying, oh no, Queen left Chris and she's hurt. I mean, he's hurt about it. He's hurt about it. I remember, and put it in the comments if you all remember too, or if I'm saying this wrong, when Queen had to leave that house that her and Chris were living in. I don't remember if she was talking to I Am Just Airy, or if she was talking to, or I'm Just Ari, whatever her name is, or if she was talking to, what's her name, Perfect Last. I don't remember who she was talking to, but I remember her saying, Chris doesn't want me. Chris said he doesn't want me. And I don't remember whose channel it was on. I don't remember what video it was on. So I'm going to say allegedly. But I'm almost certain that I remember her saying that. I'm almost positive that I remember her saying that in a video back then. She never left because she was ready to go. She left because she said back then, Chris doesn't want me. Allegedly. That's number one. Number two, this idea that Clarence is this amazing stepdad, even though he won't marry Queen, you all have to let that go. I see him more than you. He's expensive. Let's be honest. We know who's paying for most of the stuff, probably all of the stuff in that household. It's not Clarence. Clarence is not paying for anything. Let's be honest. Except stuff for himself. And honestly, Queen's buying that too. Allegedly. You know how much stuff costs for that little boy? Because you are seeing the receipts on the coffee table. You're seeing the receipts, maybe in the joint bank account that you probably aren't contributing to, allegedly. You're seeing the receipts on the kitchen island. What else I do not like is I do not like how whenever Clarence decides he needs money, because let's be honest, he's not raking in dollars either. He needs money, so now he has to respond to Chris. I do not like how he instinctively turns it into, let's talk about their Queen and Chris's son, or let's talk about what Queen has told me from your childhood. Chris has now come out and said that he was adopted. But let's be honest. Y'all are going to act like it didn't happen. But years ago, Clarence used that as a ha-ha moment when he and Chris were going back and forth years ago. And a lot of you ignored it. A lot of you glossed over it. But he said it years ago. It's not new information. Chris saying it yesterday does not make it new information. A lot of you think that he is a stand-up stepdad who has taken over for Chris, where Chris is falling short. Clarence is not doing anything special for that boy in that house, in my opinion. And so what? You live there. You live there. You live there. You're doing what you should be doing as someone who is in a relationship with his mom, and his mom buys everything for you, and you live there. This is the woman you love. This is the woman you allegedly chose. This is the woman you allegedly want to spend the rest of your life with. How else is he supposed to treat the little boy? And I'm saying little boy because I'm trying to avoid saying his name. Because he doesn't deserve for his name to be dragged in this, no matter how much Clarence chooses to drag him through this. You're supposed to contribute because you're in the house with him. That's not something you need a pat on the back for. What else? What's the alternative? You live there and just act like he's a painting on a wall who you don't interact with? And you want to know something else? I'm sorry, but if I was queen and that was my child, and every time you got on the internet wanting to puff your chest out, you decided to drag my child into it, you and I would have a problem. You and I would have a problem if every time you got on the internet and it felt like you were losing an argument, you decided to drag my son into the argument. You and I would have a problem. And I do not like the way you all are talking about what Clarence won because Chris is a deadbeat. Chris doesn't see his son. We don't know what he sees or what he doesn't see, so I'm not here to speak to that. But you know what I see? I see Clarence laughing when that little boy is picking dog poop up on Snapchat every other day. I see Clarence laughing anytime that little boy is sad or upset, and he's filming him laughing on Snapchat every other day. I see Clarence filming that little boy walking around on Snapchat with no shirt on, and it's not his child. Why are you putting him on the internet without a shirt? Or upset, or if his hair happens to not be combed that day, or if you feel like he needs to shower or he smells or whatever, I see you put that stuff on Snapchat. Where is everybody when he's posting that being Father of the Year? Where is everybody when he's embarrassing that little boy on Snapchat all the time? Since he's such an amazing stepdad and he's the dad that stepped up. Where are you all when that's happening? Now back to the point. Clarence is never marrying Queen. And for you all who say he's going to do it when he's ready, that's the problem. You've been with this woman 6 years. 6 years. You have gotten countless cars. You have gotten countless homes off the back of this woman. And you're still sitting on the internet saying you saved her. We saved each other. Who saved who? He does not plan on marrying her. Why? Because he knows as soon as their relationship has any type of trouble, she's on the next penis. Because she did it to him. He's not marrying her. Because he knows as soon as he does something that she doesn't like, that makes her mad enough, she's telling all of his business to the next man. Because that's what she does with Chris, to him. She sits in the bed with Clarence and and tells all of Chris's business. And as soon as she decided, before they were divorced, it doesn't matter what Chris did. It doesn't matter how many times both of them cheated on each other. They were still husband and wife. And she picked up that Instagram DM and was telling Clarence as much as she can tell him was on the first thing hot to New York. Men accept that behavior from you when you're not their woman. He is not going to allow himself to be treated like Chris was. He's not probably going to marry that girl ever. And for you all saying, yeah, the more people pressure him, the more he's not going to want to. So it's okay for him to sacrifice her happiness to prove a point to viewers? And that's okay? That's okay to you all? That sounds like that makes sense to you all? As usual, everything in this video is alleged. Goodbye.